Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, what you know about bench mob? They're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. They rep a jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. Taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. They clearing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tune in now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow. You know.
Welcome back to another episode, another installment of the Bench Mob podcast. Again, we start off by saying thank you to all of our listeners, our followers, our subscribers. We appreciate y'all. It is because of y'all that the Bench Mob podcast is where it's at. Tonight, we are joined by a special guest, my bro, Robby Lefkowitz in the building. How are you doing tonight, man?
What up? What up? Like I said, it's an honor to be here. You guys host a great podcast. I love your takes. It's about the world, the sports. I've known Greg since I was like, I don't even know, 12, 13 years old. I like what you guys are doing. He's a great knowledge for the game of basketball and ready to, talk some sports with you guys.
Hey, that don't take that lightly. That Robby know what he's talking about. Robby can hoop, man.
Yeah.
Robbie a basketball savant. So what he says, I know what I'm talking about. We got all them hate comments in the DMs. Just listen. Just listen carefully.
High IQ. I don't got the athleticism, but I got a high IQ. One of the few pure point guards out there.
For real.
Yeah. I remember the Livingston days. I remember playing with ACC.
Yeah.
You were definitely a dying breed of the pass first point guards. Get your teammates involved. Like I even saw one of your posts that a lot of people don't even factor in when they talk about how good a player is. Like passing and putting on-point passes are so valuable. Let's start back real quick. Where did your love for basketball start for you?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Growing up, my first sport was for sure baseball. I thought I was going to play baseball and I was good. Little league, 5th, 6th, middle school, even beginning of high school, freshman year, I thought, I'm going to be a good baseball player. I could pitch, play infield, play outfield. I could hit, never struck out or anything. And basketball was just like a side hobby for me. I liked it, but I'm short. Wasn't like amazing. Everyone's taller than me, but I held my own. But my freshman year of high school, I made the basketball team. I was a starter, best player on the team. And I also made the baseball team, and I wasn't as good as some of the other people. So I was like, you know what, maybe let me try this basketball thing out a little bit. I'm not that bad. And, I could hold my own just because I'm short. So that's really freshman year. I had a great freshman year coach. He really believed in me. So my sophomore year, made the JV team. Actually didn't really play that much. I kind of rode the bench that whole year, sophomore year. So I was like, is this really, should I do this? Should I go back to baseball? I didn't even try out for the baseball team that year. But that summer, 10th grade going into my junior year, that's when I really took it seriously. Started lifting some weights, started playing at the courts, with you guys and everything else. That was the real turnaround. That's really when I fell in love. I'm like, you know what? I think I could be good. Junior year, became a starter on the Livingston team, varsity from JV bench player to starter. Not many people do that, but you just got to put in the hard work there. And then senior year, I was a starter, best player, Essex County All-Star. It was just a great year, great season for us. Turned kind of the Livingston program around. That haven't been that good since, but when people talk about Livingston basketball, they always talk about those teams. And same thing in college. I'm short. I never was going to play Division I. Could have probably played Division II, Division III, but I went to Penn State, played on the club team, played intramurals, just played with friends all the time. And, you guys said it yourself. Everyone that plays with me knows I know how to play the game. Definitely not the most athletic player, but I definitely have, skills and the right mind to the game. after college, that brought me to kind of where I am now. I really actually, after college, I had a bad injury. I had 2 bad concussions, so I couldn't play for a good amount of time, like 2-3 years. I wasn't playing at all, but I still love the game of basketball. I couldn't just give it up. So that got me into kind of the coaching aspect of the game. And I started off just training kids, high school players, few college players, and I really liked it. But I was like, I want to do more. I want to get into coaching. I knew a friend, Kyle Just. He was the JV coach at Elizabeth, which is top 5 high school in New Jersey. He got me an assistant role. It was 2 years ago now at Elizabeth, where I learned a lot from the varsity coach, Coach Colicchio. Also, he knows I think he's the best coach in New Jersey for high school and coach college, anything he wants to do. So that made me fall in love even more just with coaching. And I've continued to coach some YMCA teams and an AAU team here and there. I do have a day job, so my basketball coaching and training is kind of on hold right now, but I'll be back. I love it. I love playing, coaching, training, just helping others become better.
Yeah, you mentioned living basketball. You can't go without mentioning your name and the teams you play for. It's synonymous.
Yeah, I mean, my junior year we were 21-4 is the best record in Livingston history. I don't even know how many times they've won double-digit games, but that season I was a big part of. Came in as definitely, I wasn't the projected starter, but I worked hard for it and kept that role the whole season.
I was gonna say too, as you're going along there, from that sophomore to junior season.
Yeah.
What are the top things you worked on? What did you get better at to put yourself in a position where you could start the next year?
So many things. One, the first thing, it's the game. You guys know it's mental. You got to have confidence in yourself, in your ability, and that was the real thing for me. As I mentioned, a few times, did I want to play baseball? Did I want to play basketball? Once I mentally focused and was like, you know what, I really want to do this. I'm going to put in the effort. I'm going to train hard. That's really the first thing, putting your mind to it, having the confidence in yourself. I think that was the first thing. As for skills, it was everything. Getting bigger because I was short. I had to get a little stronger. That was an edge for me. I've always been a little stronger than everyone else. So I started lifting weights that summer. Dribbling, I always naturally was good, but I knew I had to get better. Just continue to work on my offhand. You can't even tell that I'm a righty because I could dribble, I could shoot with my left hand. That was a big thing. Just shooting in general, but just continuing to play. A lot of people just focus too much on skill work. I probably play with you guys all summer at the courts, at the YMCA. Just got to play, and you got to play with people that are better than you. So that's another thing. Don't just play with your friends and crush them. Play with people better than you. Play with people older than you. Play with people stronger than you. That's how you're going to get better.
For all the guards listening too, like the thing about Robby that always amazed me, to be honest, was you were heady and you were super smart, which is rare at that age. Like there's just not a lot of guys playing basketball the right way. But then you also factor in the fact that you could knock down open shot. Like he can hit contested shots, but if you were going to leave him open, forget about it. And I think that was the biggest difference I saw in your game from that summer, from sophomore year to junior year. Like that's why I wanted to ask you too, because I saw it. Like I knew what the answer would be before you said it. But just for the listeners and for all the guys that hoop, being smart, knowing how to play basketball the right way, not over dribbling, like understanding how to work a good pick and roll, right? Like understanding spacing, knowing how to make the smart pass. Like that's Robby. That was Robby. So I always respected your game, like for real. I just wanted to get that out there for the listeners too.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk myself up that much, but if you leave me open,
it's cash. It's cash.
Hey, mid-range or 3-pointer. That I have still not lost. I may have lost a lot of speed and my handles, but
jump shot never goes.
Still shoot. Yep. I can still shoot.
That's right.
So you mentioned you actually liked coaching more. What's the biggest difference that you saw between training and coaching that actually, pushed you to the point where, hey, I just want to do coaching more than the training aspect?
Yeah, I would definitely say just the competitive aspect of coaching. You're coaching a team and you're trying to win. training, of course, you're trying to hit goals with your clients. You know, you want to see them improve. Mainly, you know, one-on-one. I've done camps too. It's tough to really see too much improvement in camps, but the coaching aspect is you're getting that real feel of almost like you're playing. You know, we've all played on teams. It's competitive, and you want to win. I'm a super competitive person, and coaching, you want to win, and it's similar to training. You want your team to improve from, you know, the first game to the last, and it's a rewarding feeling, even if you don't win, which of course you want to, but seeing your team improve. You know, the last team I coached was a year and a half ago, just a middle school YMCA team. They couldn't even really like make layups at the beginning of the season, and then we made the championship. And they were playing as a real team. They learned how to play defense. They were knocking down outside shots. It was super rewarding for me, and kids definitely enjoyed it too. It's just fun watching them have fun and winning.
Do you think at any point, I know you mentioned you have a day job, do you think at any point that you consider trying to go full-time coaching?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. One day, I think I will. That's part of the long-term plans, but right now, you know, I went to Penn State. I have a business degree. I studied supply chain there, so I didn't want to give that up quite yet. I have a really good job right now. I work for a water company. I live in New York City. I'm in a good financial spot right now, but one day for sure, pretty much anyone who knows me will know I will get into some type of coaching eventually. But till that day, I'm okay for right now.
No, yeah, I mean, you and I are very like-minded and do a lot of the same stuff because I was training, I coach, I've seen both sides of it. I've seen both sides of the coin. I know the pros and cons of training people. I know the pros and cons of coaching people. So for you, like, do you have a preference between? Because you said coaching, right? So I'm assuming coaching is where you want to go with this. But do you have a preference between training and coaching? And you can do both, but you know.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course you could do both, especially in the summers. You know, if you don't have a gym, you can go to players' houses or even, you know, at town courts or anything. But yeah, coaching for sure is the long-term plan. I've done more training in the past, you know, 5 years just because it's been easier. You know, if you don't know people in coaching, it's tough to, you know, get a job. You could get AAU teams and everything, but it's the same as getting a job in the business world. You know, you could apply for many jobs and hear back for none of them. It's tough to get. I've interviewed for hundreds of companies in the business world, and I've had 3 jobs. So it's similar. I mean, it's business, but yeah, I mean, coaching it's fun. It's fun. I think I'm good at it because I have a great knowledge for the game. But to really get into it, you know, you gotta know plays. You gotta have plays in your back pocket for game situations. So when I'm ready, I want to fully go into it, you know, and I'm not at that time yet, but I've had good experiences. Definitely have a good resume for basketball coaching. That job at Elizabeth I can't get much better than that for New Jersey basketball.
No, it cannot. Jaden Pierre is the truth. Jaden
Oh,
Pierre.
yeah. No, I know. They just ended their season a few days ago. I've been following them because those sophomores Jaden wasn't there when I coached, actually. He's not even at Elizabeth right now. He transferred.
Yeah. He's synonymous with Elizabeth. I'm just thinking. I think about Elizabeth. Think about him because.
Yeah, he's gonna play at a big time school.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a public school too. Remember that they're not recruiting like Roselle and St. Patrick's. So for them to
probably into Roselle, right? Like if I had to, is Roselle you going to?
Wait, Jaden?
Yeah.
He went to a prep school in New York.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. This kid's crazy for him.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's only a junior. He's got offers from Florida, Rutgers, big schools. He's great.
For you growing up, who were some players you tried to mold your game after? And on the flip side of being a coach and a trainer, who are some people that you try to mold your coaching and your training after?
Let's see, Greg, who's my player? Who do I like? Come on, you know. Old school. 2. You could name 2. Jason Kidd and Steve.
For real, I was gonna say Jason Kidd. I was gonna say Jason Kidd for sure.
I mean, yeah.
The second you said old school to me because Jason Kidd still like he's modern enough. Like like Jason Kidd.
Not too old, but yeah, Jason Kidd and Steve Nash were like my idols, and that's who I like modeled my game off of.
Fair,
I'm
yeah,
a,
he's a fair
I'm
play.
going to throw you off with. So I don't. When you're training one-on-one, how are you gonna like? They're passers. You don't train too much in passing. You do some passing drills with them.
Mm.
But the one player that I take a lot and I do a lot of training, like just with skill work and footwork, is James Harden. The way he freaking plays, I don't say to play like him as a team, but his one-on-one game is the best I have ever seen. His footwork, his ability to draw fouls, his body control. If you can teach anyone that at a young age, not just walking the ball up the court, his attitude, he's not like he's never won, but just the way he plays. I don't know if you guys like him. I can't stand him.
The slander a little crazy. He's hooping right now. He's playing.
He's amazing.
He's playing basketball right now.
One of the best passers I've ever seen too. He's incredible.
I'm saying.
He's so good. So yeah, his footwork is. If you watch his footwork and his step backs. I teach step backs because you can't guard them. I don't teach anything fancy. I don't teach dribble between the legs 10 times and then do a step back. I cut that. But I just take a lot of his game and I just try to learn his moves, and I'll teach him as long as they're not too complex, and I take out the stupid stuff he does.
I tell people all the time that efficiency is a skill on a basketball court. You can cut your dribbles, and if you can understand spacing enough to know, if I catch this ball right here and I got a guy who can shoot the ball pretty well, standing 10 feet away from me, this defender's asleep, I'm gonna throw him the ball. You'd be surprised at how often that doesn't happen. I was just and guys just don't make that pass, and it's so frustrating because it's I just want to score as fast as possible. I don't have to be able to score. Just get a bucket. It's gonna be wide open. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say your game was efficient, and I've seen a lot of your clips on Instagram you posted of you training guys like Joey Fresco and them dudes, right? And it was all about efficiency, right? And everything you taught was for these guys to be efficient on the court. So is that am I right in saying that's kind of the mentality you try to preach? And
exactly, yeah. When I'm training and even when I'm coaching, anything we're doing in practice, we are doing game speed because that's the only way you're going to get better. So I'm making them tired. Every single player that trains with me, even my young guys, first graders, second graders, they do their first, depends how old they are, 5 to 15 minutes of straight conditioning. Of course, the younger guys aren't going to do anything crazy, but I want them to get tired. The reason for that is because once they're tired, their legs are a little tired, warmed up, even their arms, make them do some push-ups and everything. Then you're training like you're playing the fourth quarter of the game. And that's the way you're going to get better. Lifting weights, how do you get stronger? It's those last few reps. That's when you're really getting stronger. If you're not doing those last few reps, you're never going to get stronger. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. So yeah, when I'm training Joey, training Pat, I'm making them run full court and then go take a shot. It's when you're training the best guys, if you're just training them and they're just shooting outside jumpers, they're not going to get better. It's just you got to put them on the move. You got to make them use their feet, their whole body, and that's kind of the way I train. And I think it's worked for me. It's worked for a lot of my players. I've seen a lot of improvement from a lot of these young guys, and I'll continue to do that and tell people to do that.
So you mentioned two people that you really liked growing up was J. Kidd and Steve Nash.
Yeah.
How do you end up being a Miami Heat fan?
That's a good question. I didn't name the third guy that I really like, and that's Dwayne Wade. He was probably just out of college, out of Marquette, I liked him. I also like Shaq too. So I really started becoming a Heat fan in 2006. So I'm 25. I was 11 years old then. I'm from New Jersey, so I did like the Nets too. That old Nets team with Richard Jefferson, Jason Kidd. That was when I was 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're great, but I turned into a Heat fan after 2006. So I guess you can call my 11-year-old self a bandwagoner. When they won the championship, I was rooting for them. But I fell in love with Dwayne Wade just because I loved his game too. He wasn't pure, not a pass first player, but the way he could score, he wasn't that tall. Just the way that he can get to the rim anytime when he played kind of in the mid range, got the ball turned back to the basket, turn around, just the way he would pump fake and everything, his footwork. You can't tell. I like players with good footwork. he did whatever he wanted when he was in his prime. And then I kept with him ever since today. Obviously, the Big Three era was incredible. It's the only time my teams have ever won a championship. Jaguars suck. Mets, they suck too. So I enjoyed
not for long.
Not for long. Yeah, DeGrom today is throwing 102 miles per hour.
102.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, my sports journey, liking Jaguars, there's no answer there. I don't even know how I became a Jaguars fan. That I can't answer. If you're gonna ask that, move on.
Are you excited about Trevor Lawrence though?
I am excited about Trevor Lawrence, but I'm more excited about Urban Meyer because he's one of my favorite coaches, and I think once he gets past like all the drama, people are already starting to go after him. He hired some strength coach. I gotta get into that, but people are always gonna hate him. He's just a winner. He wherever he goes, he wins. And Trevor Lawrence is also a winner, so this is gonna be a good start. But their defense is terrible, so they need a defense. Like all this hype about the offense is gonna be great. You just saw what happened to the Chiefs. You know, they had an amazing offense. The defense kind of sucked. The Bucs defense was incredible. So that's why kind of they won. Other reasons too. Tom Brady.
The Heat, you guys kind of got off to a slow start. Do you think this half that they'll be able to go on a run and kind of solidify themselves back into that conversation? Because a lot of people aren't talking about it. Everybody's saying, Brooklyn and Philly is basically a two-team race.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really thought the Heat, when I always said last season that the bubble would help them because they had a crazy bench. Like their bench to starters, they started some like Jay Crowder as a starter and he's kind of like a role player. And then they had bench players come in like Tyler Hero off the bench. Dragic was off the bench for most of the season until none got COVID. But they had an insane bench in the second team. That's why they were so good in the bubble. And some players like sat out. So most of the team's benches weren't good or like new players. So the Heat kept their whole team, and I knew they were going to do good in the bubble. This season was different. They came in as the Eastern Conference champions. They kind of, when I was watching their games, they kind of just lost like their swagger. A few of the players did get COVID, and Jimmy Butler wasn't playing for a while. So I think once they get healthy, if you look at the East, last time I saw the standings, like seeds like 4 through 10 are like 2 games like from each other. It's crazy. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs, but as you mentioned, the Nets and Philly, I don't think that they're going to be able to compete with them in the playoffs, and that's just my personal opinion. Even the Bucks are probably. We beat the Bucks. No, probably not the Bucks. We crushed them last season.
Y'all got the perfect formula for Giannis. I called it last year. I said, how they set up their defense and what they did to them in the regular season.
Yeah. I mean, Bam is incredible. He's one of the best defenders. Good.
I'm also not entirely sure that the Heat can beat the Sixers in the 7-game series. I actually might pick the Heat. No lie. I think Jimmy's just that good. Jimmy's a winner.
Yeah,
Jimmy's a winner. I think he would close keep it close. Jimmy's gonna close the door. Like I really.
How the heck is anyone gonna beat the Nets?
Well, that's a whole different discussion. I ain't saying
that. So you think they could beat the Sixers? I think Embiid has taken a true like turn this season.
Yes. Is he a closer now?
That we don't know.
Question.
You know what I mean?
Because I haven't seen a team go to a big man as a closer per se. Like even the Lakers go to Bron to hold games for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So that's the question. Like, can you win with him being because Ben's not the closer. Tobias is good, but he's good. Like it's just he's a good player. He's not a closer. He can be a closer, but he's a spot closer. Like, do they have a true one? Like that's where Joel's gonna get to a point where he has to answer questions in the playoff. It's not gonna be about in the regular season. We know what he is. Like we know how good you are. You know, you could probably win MVP. Even though Dame probably should win.
Yeah.
You're gonna win MVP. And so, but
that's a good point. He's never had to, be that type of player.
It's never really been his responsibility. Like even with Jimmy Butler was there, he was their closer. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a big year for him. And last year when it was all on him, they got swept.
You're right.
So, yeah, we'll see. But
You're right.
anyway, that's enough about that's the sports analysis. We're getting away from the interview itself. Man, I mean, now that you're working and everything like that, and working full time, obviously looking to get back into basketball as well. Like, do you have any plans in terms of like near future, like of like picking up coaching in the summer or anything like that, or getting back around?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll be in New York City this summer, and I always have like my training cards on me, and sometimes I'll just go to the parks and bring out cones, have a ladder, and just parents or even kids will come up to me and be like, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" It's so easy to get clients that way. You just got to go out there. Coaching, probably not this summer. I don't think I'll do any of that, but definitely I still have a lot of clients back in Jersey. You always go home for the weekend, even if I'm working remote, can always just work from home. So yeah, definitely this summer I'll be picking up kind of where I left off with a lot of my clients. So I'm excited to kind of hear about what they did in their seasons. Some of them were playing, some of them weren't, just with everything that was going on. And I know sports are opening up, so hopefully they will be back to normalcy soon, YMCA leagues and hoop heaven leagues and everything. But yeah, for sure I'll be training. So anyone who wants to contact me, go ahead, get a good workout in.
Yes, sir.
One last one before we transition to with the quickness segment with some rapid fire questions.
Oh yeah.
One piece of advice you give somebody that's trying to get into coaching.
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely, don't just jump into it. I would say, know that you really want to do it. Like I mentioned before, reach out to people that you know. So, reach out to me, reach out to you guys, reach out to anyone that you know that's in coaching, and kind of just have a plan for yourself. And I think that's a start. If you're really serious about it, there's classes out there for sure. There's grad school classes, depends how old you are. Try training first. It's like the beginning of coaching. Go out to a park, train yourself. Someone will probably join you and get that feeling first of just, training someone one-on-one, and then just go from there. But you got to know you really want to do it. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But that's my advice.
You get a good mentor too. So
yeah.
Man.
That's true.
Like you went out and did that.
For sure, yeah.
Major key. Again, this is Robby Lefkowitz, Bench Mob. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to hop on with us.
Yeah.
Transitioning with the quickness. First one, what's your go-to meal?
Go-to what?
Go-to meal.
Meal, for sure. Penne al vodka with some chicken. That's about all I can make these days.
Yo, I was just thinking about getting some tonight on every day.
I might do that.
It's easy. You make pasta, some chicken, you get the vodka sauce. Easy.
It really is.
It tastes amazing. It never fails.
The pink sauce go crazy too,
Pink sauce, yeah, exactly.
Listen, we got bread on the side. Oh boy.
There you go.
I'm serious, yo.
Nice glass of wine. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's got you. Yo, don't even. That's.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, bro. I need to.
Yeah.
With the wine.
Jason Kidd or Steve Nash?
Oh, no, that is tough, man.
Wow.
That's. I gotta go with Jason Kidd because he has the ring. I have to. Steve Nash never won, so. But that's a tough debate. That is extremely tough.
Staying in the point guards. This is a constant one that you see it on our page. You see a lot of analysts talk about it. Dame or Steph Curry?
Yeah, you're frying him today.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, again, I'm going to take the ring, so I'm going with Steph right now. If Dame somehow pulls out a win, meaning a championship, 1 or 2, then there could be a real debate because Steph's team was incredible. But that debate can also be changed if Steph, doesn't make the playoffs this year or the next few years. But right now, it's definitely Steph. I mean, I would argue.
Makes sense. You going with the rings.
I like winners this year.
You can't argue.
Podcast.
Yeah, you know what questions we ask next time.
What is it?
Jordan or Bron?
What was it?
Jordan or Bron? Who's better?
Oh, geez. Then I'm going against everything because I'm saying LeBron.
You see, I told you don't do that.
But it's different. Like I watched like the documentary, but I didn't grow up with Jordan, so like I think LeBron is how is anyone ever better than him?
Fair enough.
But you could say the rings, but I could say that LeBron was going against the best team probably ever, 3 times, and even to win a few games that one year, whatever, without Kyrie and Kevin Love that was incredible.
No, you don't talk about 2018 Bron. 2018 Bron, the greatest player to ever live.
Exactly.
Like, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And that's on everything.
Yo, Greg said it. He said, I'm on the same mindset. We already got love for Bron, but if the Lakers beat the Nets this season, it's going to be hard to argue against Bron.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think he slams the door. He don't like he just throws Jordan in a closet and slams the door. It's deed.
I agree. This like the Nets literally built this team to beat LeBron. Like
period.
It's not even like it's not fair. They're insane.
Like that funny video I'm 36. I can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that video was funny. I mean, freaking Kyrie is when he tries like top 10. Harden is insane. Durant is the best. Like it's absurd.
They got 2 top 5 players in the league. The Lakers got 2 top 5 players in the league, but then the Nets also have a top 10 player in the league in addition to that because Kyrie's top 10 outside.
Yeah, no, real quick. What do you think about Blake Griffin's signing? Was he faking with the Pistons the past 2 years?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's gonna go crazy.
Is he playing tonight? Did he dunk?
He played tonight. He didn't play tonight. He's gonna play the next game.
Okay.
I think they're trying to ease him into it and have him learn some plays. And that's why they just put him out for a BS injury. But
bro, if he freaking like comes out and throws down like a crazy dunk, that's just not fair.
He's gonna be rejuvenated. He's been dogging it. He's been dogging it. Like the craziest stat with him is like in his heyday, he was taking at least 18 2-point like 2-pointer attempts in a game.
Yeah.
And with the Pistons over the last couple of years, he's only taken 6. Like that's shot selection. That's not like that's what I'm saying. When he's on the court, you can take more shots than that. So he's clearly just dogging it. Like you know what I mean? But,
I mean he's also on so much better. And Harden is a real point guard. He's gonna do pick and rolls and get him wide open dunks. So
and he get threes now.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So you look at that team. It didn't make sense. Obviously, the Clippers are just getting rid of him, but they send him to the Pistons with Drummond. That was so clogged up. He wasn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't no room for him to get busy. You mentioned James Harden, Dwayne Wade, or James Harden. Are we going with the rings again?
That's a little biased. I'm going with Dwayne Wade. Yeah, for the rings and just right now, Dwayne Wade. But I think Harden can easily overtake him if the Nets win this season. And I mean, he continues his play for like even 2 more seasons. I mean, he's been great. He hasn't won. His playoff performances haven't been amazing, but I mean the regular season Harden is one of the greatest like statistical players ever. But I gotta see him win.
Yeah,
I gotta see him win.
I view D Wade the way I view Derek Jeter, like just winners. But obviously D Wade's far more talented than Derek Jeter. But like just in that winner mentality, like he's amazing.
Dwayne Wade is more talented than Derek Jeter. That's right.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's on interviews.
That's a hot take, man.
Hey, man.
I'm about to say, yo, we interviewing you throwing out takes.
Yeah.
I can't help it, man. I was born to do this.
You know now I gotta use this.
I like it. Yeah, you gotta post that one, Dwayne Wade or Derek Jeter. That has never been posted ever.
Pure athletic talent, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's not the debate.
Who's better at the sport? Oh, Dwayne Wade.
What? I don't know.
Yeah,
Derek Jeter is one of. Oh, all right. So hold on. I have to decide. All right, like best shortstops versus best shooting guards. Dwayne Wade is probably top 5 all time. What's Derek Jeter?
Probably.
All right, he is top 5.
D Wade top 3 all time shooting guards. D Wade 3rd.
What about shortstops? I don't.
Shortstops, yo, there's a long list of shortstops out here.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
Derek Jeter wasn't. Derek Jeter is top 10 shortstop of all time in baseball.
Top short.
Outside 5 though. I mean, if I'm gonna reel off 5 for you, I don't think he's better than guys now. Like, I don't think he's better than Lindor.
What? No. Yo, get out of here. All right, I'm looking up top shortstops of all time. Honus Wagner's one. That was the one name I was forgetting.
Oh, yeah.
A-Rod.
A-Rod played shortstop.
Yeah. Ernie Banks, Cal Ripken Jr., Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's number 5. Ozzie Smith, Robin Young. Yeah, Francisco Lindor is not on the list yet. Maybe
not yet. You know what I'm saying? Now, like we'll get there, you know. But hey, look, put a poll up, man. Because that's a good one.
Fernando Tatis too. He'll be there.
Fernando Tatis. Oh my God, yo, I don't remember Derek Jeter ever being that good at baseball.
You're right, but they're too young.
It's early. It's early. No disrespect. Yeah. I love Derek Jeter. Come on now.
I mean, he's a winner too, so I like him. But,
he's a winner, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a coaching one at you. We got 2. I'm gonna throw a coaching one at you.
Go ahead.
Popovich or Phil Jackson?
Oh. That's tough, man. Like, it's tough to like not say Phil Jackson just because he had freaking Jordan and Kobe, but Popovich, his teams, like he built his teams in the way. Even like today, Spurs are terrible. And I know they didn't make the playoffs last year, but even they're doing pretty good this year. I mean, I got to go Phil Jackson, though, just based on the wins. And, yeah, give me Phil Jackson. I can't argue too much, but give me him.
Last 2.
All right, let's go. These are good.
Jags make the playoffs within the next 3 years.
Yeah, I'll say yeah on that. I'll say probably not this year. Second year, I think second year. I think they'll build up a defense. They'll get a good game script. I think so. The division is it's never that good.
The division is kind of wide open.
The Titans have been kind of dominating, but they're not like a dominating team. They can be beat. Colts have been Texans, they suck.
Oh, Texans let Deshaun walk, then even easier. Even easier.
Yeah. Give me. I mean, I hope it's this year, but give me the second year.
Last one. 5 people dead or alive that you would like to have a meal with.
5 people that I would like to have a meal with.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. All right. Number 1 is Tim Tebow. Love that guy. Not many people will say him. That is a winner right there, and just the way he speaks, and I would like to learn from him. Number 2, I would say LeBron James. Again, just I don't know what he would say. He would give me a lot of stuff to talk about. Number 3, Babe Ruth, best baseball player of all time, and seemed like just a funny guy. And I don't know. I like baseball a lot, and he would be awesome to speak to. Number 4 would be Maurice Jones-Drew. And that's probably the reason why I'm a Jaguars fan if I have to give an answer, just because he's 5'6", and growing up watching, not many people were 5'6". Now there's a lot of short running backs, but he was kind of like that first breed of like bowling ball running backs, and I really liked him. And number 5, I mean, I could pick so many people, but let's go with Kevin Durant. Because of all the slander and hate he's got, I would like to learn like how he like takes the negativity that he's gotten just based on jumping ship, joining super teams, and how he kept motivated to still be probably the best player in the NBA. Kind of like, I'd just like to learn from him.
I think he stays motivated with that burner account.
Yeah, of course. He's on social media a lot, but he doesn't seem like he cares. He jokes around a lot.
For sure.
That's the attitude that you should have.
Yeah, even Shannon Sharp the other day was saying something about KD and how this is supposed to be his team. KD went and commented on it and was like, yo, whatever I did, I apologize, Shannon.
Yeah, he's funny. He's so funny.
But, man, that concludes another great episode of the installment of the Bench Mob podcast. This will be on all streaming platforms, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, follow, share, tag a friend. But again, thank you, Robby, for taking time out of your schedule, hopping on the Bench Mob podcast with us. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. No, I really appreciate it. You guys asked some great stuff. Hope everyone listens and learns something from this. Reach out to me. You guys keep doing your thing.
Hey, man. I appreciate you.
Y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.